sound and transition. And hello, everyone. How are you doing, Emma?
I'm doing all right. How are you this evening?
All right. Let's see. Did you do anything exciting since last time? Well, I went to a friend's engagement party today. Just had lunch at the park. It was pretty nice. Aside from that, didn't really do much. I guess my hot water heater decided it was done working. That's fun. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah, the repair person came in, opened up the panel, and it's like, "Yep, that's not working." And then they got they said they put in a request for an on-site authorization, and said if they got it, they'd be back in half an hour. And they didn't come back, so I guess they didn't get it. Don't know why, but
Great.
hopefully we'll get that fixed tomorrow.
Yeah. Something the landlord should take care of right away.
So, they did come on pretty quickly when I told them about it. It's just I don't know. Weekend was the got in
Oh,
the way.
did you contact the repair yourself or the landlord?
I contacted the landlord. Then they put contracted that out, and the repair person came by, and then they
Okay.
just didn't get the authorization yet. So, yeah, no, I wouldn't do that myself. Anything exciting that you have to share? If I can find the right buttons to click on,
I discovered marshmallow flavored Butterfingers. They're pretty good.
I will have to give those a try. Unless Butterfinger wants to sponsor me, and then in that case,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
amazing.
Maybe I should have mentioned it.
Have we been big enough to be sponsored? And that would be if I was even willing to take a sponsor, because I have mixed opinions about doing that. But I don't know. I'm not in a point where this is anywhere close to my job, so that's the. I guess that would be the point where I have to start deciding, like, okay, can I make this work through through donations, or does it have to be sponsored? But with that, I don't have anything else, so I'm ready for some Sudoku puzzles.
Yep.
Right then, first puzzle we're going to take on today is the same puzzle we got stuck on last week. This puzzle is called Overlap by Blackjack Fitz. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Along a marked diagonal, digits cannot repeat. Cells along a purple line contain a non-repeating, consecutive set of digits. These digits can appear in any order. And we had made some progress, but let's start over, because we ran into a couple of roadblocks. So first things first is I want to take a look at these 4 rows. No, I don't want to look at rows. I want to look at these 4 boxes. And then I want to look at this row, or rather these 2 columns, and these 2 rows. Now, if we look at the 4 corners, those are 4 sets of the digits 1 through 9. And if we look at the 2 columns in blue, That's 2 sets of the digits 1 through 9 in blue. And in green, I've got 2 more sets of the digits 1 through 9. That gives me 4 total sets of the digits 1 through 9. These corners here that are both blue and green, they're just in there twice. Right? We've got a blue tile and a green tile. That refers to the same square. So if we compare the red set to the blue and green set, anything that's in both red and blue, or red and green, can be removed from both sets and keep the sets still identical. So if this was a 3, I can remove a blue 3 from one group and a red 3 from another group, and they would still be the same. It would still be 4 sets of the digits 1 through 9, except missing 1 3 from both sets. So they're still equal. Hey, Chip Sounder. So any of these that are red and blue or red and green, I can remove those. Now these corners right here, if I remove them from the red group and remove them from the blue group, then the red and blue, then they're still, the 2 sets are still the same. They're just also green, but we can now remove the green and make them all blue, and we can say that the blue loop here is the same set of digits as are in these 4 corners. So from here, the next thing I want to ask is, can I be missing any of the digits in the fist-methyl ring or corners? Or this is first discovered by a Sudoku setter who goes by the name of fist-methyl, and they found this ring, so it's been named after them, called the fist-methyl ring. Now with that, can we lose a digit, right? So let's say the number 6 wasn't in the fist-methyl ring anywhere. So if it's not in red and it's not in blue, then where can it be? If we look at these diagonals, they have to be, they must contain a unique set of digits. So no repeat digits can repeat along the marked diagonal. And if we notice in the 4 corners, if we're saying it's not in red and it's not in blue, then it must be on the X in box 5. And it must be in the center, because if it was here, then for the other diagonal, it would have to be one of these 2. So the only digit that could be missing from the fist-methyl ring is 5. So, if I was missing any digit, I'm missing the digit 5. However, if we look at our the blue ring, we have 4 purple lines, also called Renband lines, that contain a non-repeating consecutive set of digits. That means that, say, this one here, that this L shape right here, could be 6, 7, 5, 4, and 3. So 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, but it can be in any order. In fact, let's move the 4 and 3 there. Right? So they can be in any order. Now, what does that mean for us with the number 5? Well, notice all 4 of them are 5 digits long. Therefore, I must include a 5 in a Renband line, because it's at minimum 5 length. I can start at 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I must have a 5. Or I can start at 9, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then another 5. So 5 is required on these 5 length Renband lines. So I am not missing any digits in the fist-methyl ring or the 4 corners. So with that, we know we have a 5 in here. Now, it cannot be in these 4 spots because of Sudoku, and it cannot be in these 4 spots because of the diagonal constraint. And now, it is either on a shared position or a non-shared position. If I put it in the non-shared position, then I must have 5 5s. So there, on all 4 of these, I would have to have a 5 like so, right? So let's say that is the 5s like this. I then want to ask the question, what else can go on here? If I have a 5, and notice the inner Renban line is a square, so all 4 of those digits must be in the same group, the smallest digit could be a 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the largest digit an 8, 5, 6, 7, and 8. I could not reach a 1 or a 9, but the logic that we used at the beginning indicated that I must have all of the digits, because the only digit I could be missing is a 5. So if I don't have a 1, then I would have to put 2 1s in box 5, as well as 2 9s, which is not allowed. And so because of that, I cannot place 4 5s in the corners, and so I cannot have 5 5s in the non-shared positions of the Renban loops. So now I want to ask the question, if I know I have to have all of the digits, and I have to have 5s in the shared positions, how many 5s must I therefore have? I have to have 2 5s. It is not possible to avoid 2 5s, because if I tried only 1, then that would get this Renban and this Renban, but then this one over here and this one over here wouldn't have a 5. And if I had 3 in shared positions, well, this one covers this one and that one, and then if I put the other one, well, already I've covered 2 of the positions where 5s can go. So by putting a 5 here, these 2 aren't allowed. And so that leaves only 2 spots, and I must use both spots, because if I didn't, if there wasn't a 5 here, then this wouldn't have a 5 on it, and that wouldn't have a 5. So they must both be here. And so they must also be opposite each other. So what does that mean for what's going on around here? I have to have 2 5s. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our notepad, and we are going to take some notes. I know I must have the digits 1 through 9, and I know I must have the 4 corners be in a loop of 4. So if I did a 1, then I must go 1, 2, 3, 4. A 9 is going to have to be preceded by 6, 7, and 8. And now I have 2 5s that I have to do something with. So now I want to also ask the question, if I look in this top right corner, if this has a 5 on it, and the 5s have to go in these corners, let's say the 5 is here, what else can be on here? Well, we know that because of the inner Renban, the inner purple line, that they have to be all from the same set, all 4 of these. But the outer ones are broken along the diagonal line. So if I look at these 3, they all have to be from the same set, but the 2 that are not 5 in the upper left Renban have to also be in the same set as the opposite digit over here. So let's say these were the digits 2, 3, 4, and 5. Well, 2 is the smallest, so that would have to be over here, because 3 and 4 have to be connected to 5. So that would be 3 and 4 like this. So what if I didn't make 2 the smallest digit? What if I did 6? Well, 5 and 6 would have to be touching, but then I would have to do the 3. But now, these 3 over here, 4, 5, and 6 work, but 3, 4, and 6 do not. So these two opposite corners must be the highest and lowest options. Because it works if this is a 2, going 3, 4, and 5, because 2, 3, and 4 work, and 3, 4, and 5 work. But if I increase the 2 to a 3, and the 3 to a 6, it no longer works, because while I get 4, 5, and 6, the 3, 4, and 6 do not work. And I know that I must have 4 and 6 connected to the 5, but 3, 4, and 6 don't work. And I could also make this 4, 5, 6, 7. And now 4 is the smallest, but since 5 is the largest, 4, 6, and 7 don't work in this group. So, if I try 5, 6, 7, and 8, it does work. So, the corners must be either the highest and lowest, or they must be the highest and lowest. They don't have any other option. And that's also true in the 1, 2, 3, 4 group, and the 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know that these two corners, and all 4 of these, are highest and lowest. So, with that, if I have a 5, which must be either the highest or the lowest, it can be 5, 4, 3, 2, or 2, 3, 4, 5, or 5, 6, 7, 8. And I know that I must have both, because if I did 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I repeated it, I would then have 3 2s going around the center. And how would that work? Or no. I know this doesn't work because I have 3 3s. And that's an issue because I know that the center 2 digits in all 3 groups, or in all 4 groups, this 2, 3, this 3, 4, this 3, 4 again, and this 7, 8, must be along the diagonals. So, I can only have 2 digits repeated. So if I repeat 3 3s, then the set would be broken. And this is also true if I did 6, 7, 8, and 6, 7, 8 again. I would have 3 7s. That would have to go on 2 different diagonals. That cannot have repeats. And so because of that, I must have a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 2, 3, 4, 5, a 5, 6, 7, 8, and a 6, 7, 8, 9. So what does that mean for the 4, 5 groups in the center? Well, I have to have 1, 1, which is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have to have 1, 9, which is going to go 5, 6, and 8, 9. And now I have to do a 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5, 6, 7, 8, which must go on other groups And the 5s in each of those sets are going to be repeated with the 5 in another set. So, what I'm missing in this group is what the other digit must therefore be. But I need, let's see, what am I missing?
Well, it can't be a 1 because you already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's only one 1.
Right. So it must therefore be a 6. And on this one I can't have another 9, so it must therefore be a 4. So the question becomes, how do I connect these together?
A 4 has to be repeated and a 6 has to be repeated because in
Right.
the 4 Ren bands we have 3 4s and 3 6s.
And I'm only allowed 2 of each digit, except for 1 and 9. So this 4 must repeat, the 6 must repeat, this 6 must repeat, and therefore this 4 must repeat. And so this 4 is the same as this 4, and this 6 is the same as this 6.
Yeah.
And so we don't know how these connect otherwise, but since we know that the 5s have to be opposite, the 4 and the 6 must therefore also be opposite. And so our shared digits are 4, 5, or 6.
And you can't have a 4 in the column 7.
Right, which means 6 can't be in column 3. Okay, so the next thing I want to ask is, in the corners, I have 2 low versions and 2 high versions. I want to ask, where can my 3s go? So if I look in columns 1 and 2, in the red, I cannot make both of them high. Because if I did, I would have to repeat, I can't make them both low. Because if I did, it would have to include a 3 in both of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5. So, because of the 3 over here, it cannot be both of these. The same is true in columns 8 and 9. Those cannot be both low. But in the rows 1 and 2, because I only have 1, 1, I could have both of these be low, or both of these be low. However, I cannot make both of these be high digits. So if they were both high, then they would repeat the 7, which isn't allowed. Now the other thing is, what about across the diagonal? Can this be low and this also be low? But if I look at across the diagonals, low also repeats a 3 in the center too. And high repeats a 7. So I know that if this was low, on the other side, it must therefore be a high digit. And if this was high, up here must be low. So let's say this was high. That would force a 7 to be here. Up here must therefore be low. And it must include a 4. It's going to be one of those two. Therefore, this one must also be high, because I cannot repeat the 4. Because I have a 4 in both of them. So, because this cannot be low, because it would repeat a 4, it must therefore be high, and I would repeat a 7. What does that prove? We started with this one being high, and if this was high, it led to a contradiction. So this must therefore be a low set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now since we know the 3 is in the middle, it must be 3 is one of these two, with either 2 or 4 as partners, and it's either 2, 5, and 1, 4. So we know that this is a 3. And so this must be high. We know a 7 exists, and it's either 6 or 8 alongside it. And so this is 9, 8, 5, or 6. This one must therefore be low. 1, 3, 4, 5. 4s are gone from here. 3s are gone from here. This must be a 3. And you don't have 1 or 5 here. This must be a 2. This must be a 4. This is either, well, it can't be a 5, so it must therefore be 1. 4.
That doesn't work.
Why not?
Because the high and the low digit the highest and low digits have to be on the outside corners.
So if this was a 4, that's a 1, this is a 2.
Right.
And we know it has to have a 4. So then this is 3 and 4 with a 2 and a 5. Okay, why did I mess that up? I know it had to have a 4. And then since this can't be a 5, and it can't be a 1, it must therefore be a 2.
And that has to be 1 because it has to be opposite the 4.
Right. Okay. So now this must be 2, 5. So that's 5, that's 2, that's 4. Okay. It's on. And now this one must be the other high digit. 6, 7, 8. 5, 8, 4, 6, 9. Okay, where does that go from here? So I want to ask the question of this Renban right here. Can I make this a high set in the 5s? If it's a high group, it is either 4 through 8 or 5 through 9. Which means it includes a 7. So which of these can I put 7 on? Well, clearly not in the box that has the 7. Can I put it on the corner? No, because one of these two has to be 7, which we know from the height groups. The middle two, 6 and 7, or 7 and 8, require a 7. So this can't be a 7, and therefore this cannot be a high group, which must include a 7. Because it either had to be 4, 5, 6, 7, or 5, 6, 7, which 7 must exist. Therefore, this is a low group. 1, 2, 3, 4. Or 5, or 6. Because it can be either 1 through 5, including the 4, or 2 through 6. Now, since this one includes 2, 3, 4, and 5, this must be 1 or 6.
Well, and you
Now,
can't have 1 on, because it's either 1 through 5, and that's already the one in the corner. So you can't have a 1 in column 4.
right. Or it's 2 through 6, and therefore the 6 can't be any of these. Now,
Which gives it a 4-5 pair.
right. Now, the question I want to ask is,
Shared
can the
digit.
6, say again?
At the two shared digits. One's a 4, one's a 5.
Right. Now, the 6 must be a shared digit, because if it wasn't, it would break. So,
And in column 4, the shared digit, column
here,
4, is going to be from 5, 6 because rows 6 and 7 have the 4, 5
yeah.
shared digit pair.
So, I believe we can show that this cannot be 6. Because if it was a 6, it would share either 4 or 5, or it would share both 4 and 5, which is this one. But let's just try to share, to do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right here, but share the 4 and the 5 out. So the 4 would be shared with 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then the shared 6 would be between 7, 8, 9, and 5. And 4, 5, 6, 7. No. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, is there anything wrong? Is there anything wrong with what I've done here? I actually don't think there is.
Uh-uh.
So this is probably the mistake we were making last week by not
Accepting
asking if
that
this
can
was
be.
a possibility.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I want to ask this one, can it be low? If it was low, then it would be 1 through 5 or 2 through 6. In both cases, it would have a 3 in it. But these two can't be 3, and this one can't be 3. So there's no 3 option here. So therefore, this must be high, starting at 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This one is 5, 9.
Well, and the blue square in box 1
Blue square box 1. This one.
cannot
Oh,
have 6, 7, or 8.
5, 6, 7. Oh, it could be a 5 still. Well, no, it can't be a 5 because of the
It can't
5
be a
on the
5.
thing. And it can't be a 5 here either. Is it? 5's only on shared spaces. Ah, and either it includes a 9 and does not include a 4, or it includes a 4 and doesn't include a 9. Therefore, 4 and 9 cannot be on here. And if this was a 4, that couldn't be a 9. So this must be 5, if I'm understanding this correctly. Because if this was 4, that would be 9. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would require 6. So this must be a 5, correct?
Yeah.
So this is 5. This can still be 4 or 9, but this one's the 6. These two aren't. And this can't be a 9. So 7, 8,
And that gives you the other 2 shared digits.
5, and 4. And now this has a 4 on it, so this cannot be a 9. And this has a 6 on it, so we cannot have 1 on here.
Well, and since never mind. Yeah.
And since this is greater than, so this one
Right,
must be
since
1.
the rin band on the right-hand side contains a 4 and it's high, then the one on the left-hand side that's high has to have 9.
Well, this could still be low with a 6. Because these ones,
Right, right,
it
right.
cannot be 9, and it cannot be 1, and it can't be 4 or 5, and this isn't a 3, but they could go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right, I forgot about that.
But this has a 6 on it, so it can't include a 1. This has a 6 at minimum on it, so this can't include a 1. So where can a 1 go? Well, there's only one spot. This one's the 1. So now, well, now I want to ask the question, where is 7 in here? In fact, where is 7 and 8? This is a 7, 8 pair, because these two cancel it out from here, and none of these are 1 or 7 or 8. So this is actually 6 and 9, which forces this to be a 4. This 7, 8 here makes this a 6. And so this is either a 7, 8 pair or a 2 and a 3.
Right,
But we know what these two are.
5, 9.
So that's going to make these two 7, 8. So this is 3 and 2. So this is low, this
Yeah.
is low, therefore this is high, and it's going to be 7, 8, 9. Because this one already has the 4 on it. Four, 1, 3, 2. This one is 5 through 8. 2 through 5. So this has to be 7, 8, and 6 and 9. 1, 2, 3, and 5. 5, 2, 3, 1, and 5. Five right there. Silly me.
Well, and the 3 in box 5 goes top center. And the
It can't be on them.
7, right, the 7 in box 5 is...
This 3 and 7 can't be on the diagonals. And this 3 and this 7 force the 7 this way and the 3 this way. And then the 7 and 3 that we found, well, actually, just the fact that 3 had to be one of these two makes that 3 and this 2, 8 and 7. Although we already had the 7 here, so it was this way. But the 7 had to be one of these 3. And we learned that this one, because that 7 was there, so that's the 7 here. This 3 was fixed already, so that gave us the 3 here. Below
Right.
that.
And the diagonals in box 5 are 2 and 8. And 1 and 9. Which leaves 4 and 6.
Okay. I look in box 2. What else do I need? I need a
Well, you can place 4 in box 4.
4 in box 4. Not here. Either of those two, and not this one. 1, 2. Neither of those.
Column 2 is 1, 6, 9.
2, 6, 9 as well.
Yeah.
1, 2, 6, and 9. Well, 1, 6, 8, and 7. And now 3 is gone. 4, 4, and 4. Place 4. And this was apparently a 9. 2, 3, 5 makes this an 8, a 5, not a 5, 6, 7, 9, and 8. Neither of those are, neither of them are 9. 7, 8, not a 6, 9 and 5, 6, 7. These two are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 7, 2, and 8, 6, and 2, 3, 5, 2, 2, and 3.
1, 6, and 9.
Apparently these two aren't 6, so this one is. And then the remainder here. 2, 3, 4, and 7. This one 9, 6, 1, 5, 8, 1, 1. First try. Yeah, there we go. First try. I don't know why I had so much trouble with that puzzle. I guess it was just a faulty assumption here that the 4 and 6s that had to be shared in the right way.
Yeah.
But it was the 4 that was here that got shared, and not the 6 from this group. And it was the 6 from here that was shared, and 7, 8, 9. Although that was the same. Yeah, it was the 6 here. not the 4. Oh well. Faulty assumptions are not great. Please. That. Masters Germany. Overlap. Search. Black fits. I think I spelled that correctly. And Roses. There we go. Oh, yeah, definitely a very easy puzzle. No, it is, I'm gonna go with hard. I'm gonna go with hard. Because you have to know the Fistmithel ring, which, if you're not familiar with it, is gonna be quite difficult. And then working through the options of what that means. And if you're not familiar with that, I mean, the reason I was able to go through some of those things so quickly is I was already familiar with those things, like the fact that only one digit, when you've got this X that makes the diagonals unique, or more accurately, have no repeats, that only one digit can be removed. And how like the options on the Ren bands and the high low sets, like some of those things. Just being familiar with it makes it easier, but if you're not familiar with those things, then it's a kind of puzzle. So I'm gonna go with hard there. But yeah, very good puzzle though. So out of those, Chip Sounder says, "Mad, it's been a year since I set my first puzzle. Time does move in a linear direction, but it is always very weird to be like, oh wow, how has that much time passed?" I have some version of time blindness where after an event has happened, I have a lot of difficulty placing it in a point in time. So a thing that has happened a year ago and last week feels similarly in my brain, unless there's something that makes me think about the fact that it has been a year. So it is very difficult to think about how time is passing. Do you have any thoughts on that, Mama?
Just the older you get, the shorter the years are.
I have heard that a lot of that has to do with a tendency for people, or it may not even necessarily be a tendency for older people, but as you grow older, you get into a routine, and so it is you're less likely to do new things. Does that feel relevant? That not doing new things would make years feel shorter?
Now, I think it has to do with the percentage of one's life that a year is now.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you're 10, a year is 10% of your life.
Yeah.
When you're 50, a year is a whole heck of a lot less.
Yeah. It goes from 10% to 2%.
So, yeah.
I do wonder if both of those things combine to make years feel shorter and feel like time passes super quickly. Chip Sounder says, I made a puzzle to celebrate. It was on Bremster Puzzles yesterday. Let's see if I can find that real quick. Bremster Puzzles. YouTube. Yes.
Was that a subtle hint that you'd like us to do that puzzle?
Even if it wasn't a subtle hint, I'm interested in what the puzzle was. Bremster solves 52 Weeks of Setting Joy by Chip Sounder. So that looks like it is probably this puzzle. So we're going to do it, whether that was a subtle hint or not. So next puzzle we're going to do is 52 Weeks of Setting Joy by Chip Sounder. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 in each row, column, and box without repetition. Thermos. Digits on gray thermos must increase from the bulb to the tip. Cages. Digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage. Little killer. Clues outside the grid with an arrow are the sum of the digits in the cells along the indicated diagonal. Digits may repeat along these diagonals if allowed by other rules. Quadruples. Digits in a quadruple circle must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. And property pairs. Digits separated by a black dot must be in a 2-to-1 ratio. Digits separated by a white dot must be consecutive. Alright. Where do we start? Well, there's a 52
the 15
here.
cage there in box 3.
15 in box 3.
It has to be 4, 5, and 6 because there's a 1, 2, 3 in the quadruple.
This thermo right here, with these being consecutive, 1, 2, 3 minimum, but 4, 5, and 6 makes this 7 minimum.
Well, that
So
would have to be
this,
7, 8, 9.
and so this is maximum 3. So 1, 2, 3, but 7. So this can't be a 7 because it would have to be preceded by a 6. And if it's an 8, then this is a 9. And so this has only one option, 8. And it's at 9 and 7. And since this can't be 4, 5, or 6, the maximum is 3. So 2, 3, and 1, 2 here. These are in a 1 to 2 ratio, so that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Now the 8's already out of here, so that's gone. You can't put a 1 on an 11, so that's gone. This 9 means this can't be 2 and 9.
Right.
So this one can't be 4 because it can't be paired with an 8 or a 2. Let's see, what else?
The other side of that 6 cage is either 5, 7, or 8.
1, 2, 3, and 9. Which is actually a quad here. Five, 6,
4.
21. Well, it could be 6, 7, 8. Or 9 and 8 is 17 plus 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I'm missing the 9 somewhere. So 1 has to be one of these three because it's not in any of these. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Now we have 4 and 7 required here, but the 7 can't be one of these two. And if this was a 7, it would have to be 8, 9, and 10, which isn't allowed. So this is a 7. And now we get 4, 5, 6, 7. Excuse me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So these are 1, 2, 3.
Right, and removing the 7 from the 11 cage takes away the 4, which
Takes away
removes the
2.
yeah.
6 pair means this isn't a 3. And 1, 2, 5, and 4. Yeah. Now this one, if we can't have a 7, it must be 4, 8, 9. 4 and 8. This is the 5, a 6, a 3, a 6. 5 and 6 is gone. 5 is gone. I have 4 is one of these two. So 7's required in here. We also can't have 9, so this is 6, 7, 8.
Well, in box 3, the quad circle, the top left corner cannot be 1, 2, or 3 because it's the tip of that thermo.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This could be a 9, but this one couldn't be 8, 7, 6, so it's maximum 5. Maximum 4, so this is maximum 3. So 2, 3 can't be a 3, so this is 2 or 4. So this would be 3, 4, or 5. 5, 6, 7, 8, but 6, 7, 8 is gone. If this is a 4, that's 5 and 9. This is a 2, that's a 4, and that's 5. But it can't be a 2, 5 pair. Well, 1 has to be on the outside, so we know 1 has to be one of these two. So 1 looks like this in box 1.
Well,
2,
on that last Kropke dot,
last property not here. 1, 3, 4, 6, 8. Can't
I
be
can't
4 or 8.
2 or I can't yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not quite more.
In box 5, the 3 that's on the horizontal can't be a 3 because in box 4, the 3 has to go in row 5
Right.
because it can't be in the 21 cage and it can't be on the bottom because of the 3 in row 6. And that puts no, it doesn't, never mind.
So 7, 8, 9. 6, 7.
Column 8 has a 1, 2, 3 triple, placing the 4 in box 6.
5, 6, 7, 9. Yeah. So if this is a 9. Yeah. 5, 6, 7, and 9 is a quad going across the middle here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't a 5, and that is. 5, 6, 7, and 9, also not 4 or 8.
Row
This 1,
6
2, 6, 2, 4,
is left
5,
with 1, 8, 9.
and this one's not 8. And this 1, 2 combines with the 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, make this 3 and 4. So this isn't a 4. This diagonal 52
Oh, yeah.
is maximum 60. Five has to be one of these two, so this isn't 5. Hmm.
Oh, I just noticed Chip Sounders' comments over here.
Mm-hmm.
Your stream, so it's up to you, no rush.
If this was 1, 2, then you'd have 2 here, 2 there, 2 there. 2 would be one of these two, and that one, not necessarily that one.
Hey, the thermo in row 2
Uh,
can't have 4 on the bulb. Because if you put
or,
4 on the bulb, that puts the 5 and 6, which would break the last
alright,
digit of the row.
so 1, 2, or 3, we've got quite a bit of. Can this be a 7? 6, 5? No. Well, it could be a 7. You can put the 6
One,
here.
two,
5,
three.
4.
Yeah.
It just couldn't be a 4 here. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hmm. So over here making weird sounds. What do we do next? Well, if we maximize everything, then that gives me 6. 8 and 7 is 15. 9 makes 24. A 6 makes 30. 34. 43 if this was a 9. 52 for another 9 and another 8 would make 60. 60 minus 8 is 52. So this can still be 1 or 9. But if this was a 1, that would max everything out. Is there any reason that wouldn't be allowed? Because if I make this a 1, then this is an 8, which makes this a 4. A 6, a 7, a 9. 4 here, a 9 here, and that's the clash. So, this cannot be 1, because then those two would both be 9. So this is a 9. 5, 4, 2, 1. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And we get 5, 6, 7, 9. 9's out of those. This isn't a 6, that's not a 7. 2, 1, 1, not 1. 1, not 1s. 9 is gone. 3 and 6 is gone, so that's 2 and 1. That's not 2. So this isn't an 8. Although the 8 was removed by the 4. But it can still be 4 and 8 here, or 3 and 6 the other way around. That's not a 2. These aren't 1s. This isn't a 2. 2, 3, 4 is not going to do anything. 3, 4 pairs is going to take 4 out of this one, though. So I have 8, 9, and 7 left over, I believe. 7, 8, 9 triple here.
The thermo in row 2, the second digit can't be a 5 or a 4.
Yeah, this is a 3, 4. that's going to break this one down as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 8, 6, 4, 3, 2. But the 2, 3 pair makes this a 1. And a 4.
And the 4.
5, 6. Here, 3's gone.
Box 3 to 7 has to be in the top in row 1, so the 7 comes out of box, yeah.
7, 8, 9 triple, 1 and 4. Anything else going to take things from here? So now what's my diagonal sum here? 45 to 55. Which means I have to subtract 3 from the maximum, which means this cannot be a 2. But nothing helpful yet. What's this over here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 and 6 is gone. 7, 8, 9, triple again.
Look where 7 can go in box 8 and then in box 2.
7, 8, 4, 8. Is that button? This is 7. 2, 8, 9, and 4. These two are 7s. 3, 5, 6 triple. 2, 1. 3, 2. Not a 3 is a 3. 5, 6 pair makes this a 3. These aren't 3s. That's a 2. That's a 3. These aren't 9 and 2. What's this diagonal at now? 51 to 55.
35.
So that means I have to add 1 to the minimum. And if I add 1 to the minimum, that doesn't make a 4 into a 6, so we make a 4 into a 5. So this is 4, that's 8. 7 for here, 8, 4, not a 7 is a 7. 7, 8, and now I think 51 to 52 must add 1, 5, 6. 6's are gone, this is 5, those aren't, this is 6, that's 8. What am I missing? This one's 3 or 6, it's not 3, so that goes like this. I need a 3 somewhere. I also need 5 and 9. This column, 1, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 5 and 6. These two, I don't see 2, and I don't see 9. 5 over there because
4 and 8's left.
Yeah,
Yay.
that was a nice puzzle. It really helps to have the. It really helps to have the. Where can't I copy this?
Yeah, you didn't even put that in the
actually quite annoying.
in the comments.
I don't know what you're talking about. It's right there, right there.
Uh-huh.
It's totally in the chat before we started. Nobody checked the VOD or the timestamps or listen to me right now. Mute the stream. Wait, don't do that. That would be bad.
Very nice.
2 weeks of setting joy. Not on Logic Master Germany yet. That's okay. Yeah. I don't have anything else to say about that one. So, next puzzle is going to be flower petals. But hold on, let me 2 weeks setting joy by Chip Sounder. There we go. And flower petals. There we go. This time I actually remembered to do it. Flower Petals by Gregory. Gregory? I'm not sure. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Adjacent cells on a green German whisper line have a difference of at least 5. Cells joined by a black dot have a ratio of 1 to 2, and a yellow flower center cell's digit is equal to the number of odd digits in its orthogonally adjacent cells, which are the petals. So these. So this has to be 1 or 2, 1, 3, 1, 3 or 4. German whisper line, it's the 79, 1, 2, 3, 79, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Well, it can't be the 4 because it's there. This must be a 9, this one must be a 9. 3 can't be a 4, 7 or 8. 7, 8. Not 4. 6, 9. Can't be 6 though. 3 can't be a 4. 7, 8, 9. So it can't be a 6. 7, 9. 3. 79. The 7 and 9 are removed. So that could be a 6.
Could be a 6.
Yep. 3 or 4 here. 7, 8, 9. 3 or 4. Not a 4 though.
Oh, right, because they were yellow flower centers.
Well, if this was a 1, that would be a 2. But this can't be a 1 because that's a 2. So this is a 3. That can't be 1 because that can't be 2. Why couldn't it
And
be a
since
2?
well, it can't cross the crop key to a 4 oh, it could be a 1.
Yeah, that's what I messed up. This isn't a 3 because that's no 6.
But the one on the right can't, yeah.
A bit annoying to get that messed up. 6, 7, 8, 9. This is a 4, 5 pair. It has to be 5 and 4 because those are 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 over here. 2, 3 is gone. This isn't a 6. Now these are all odd digits, so these must all be even digits. So that one's a 2, but these are 6, 8.
On row 1,
One, one, not one.
2, 3 pair takes out the 7 in column 9.
Right. Is a
And the
3.
6 comes out because there's no 1 to follow it.
Right. Because the 3, 5 steps away from 3 is an 8. So can't have a 7 there. And then 5 steps down from a 6 is 1. Because this is a 2, then it can't be a 6 and 4 pair. I have been a bit lax on explaining some things ahead of time. That's one of these two is 5.
Well, the row 2, the box 1 is going to be 1, 3, or 7. So now there's a 1, 2, 3, 7 quad in the row.
So that takes out 7s from here. 1, 2, 3, 7, 4, 5. So the 8, 9 pair makes
8,
that
9,
6. 6 and 3 is gone. One of these two is a 4. That's all we know. And it just takes the 4 out of this one because we already have 2 4s this way.
In box 2, the bottom left corner can't be a 6 because it can't be followed by a 1 below it.
7, 8 pair makes a 6 and a 9. So 1.
And the 4 comes out from box 9, the yellow dot, because
Why? Because it would be 4 odds around it.
yes, but
Oh, with
it's
the
on
9
a
here.
German whisper.
Yeah. Silly me.
All right.
Water.
In at box 6, that yellow can't be a 3 anymore because it's got an even below it.
Right. 2 and a pair of ones. 3 and 9. 7. Not 7. Those we both know are odd. 6 is one of those two. There's 2, 4, and 8. No, it's left
Column
over.
9 needs 5 and 7.
Both of those are odd.
So box 3, the 5 is in column 7, and the 7 is in row 1. And the 7 reflects, yeah.
One, 2, 3, 5. Makes those a quad.
Yep.
2, 3 and 5.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Either 4, 7, 8, or 9.
And the 6 in column 2, so that takes the 6 out. Yeah. Well, the 2 also
Really?
did on the Kropke dot,
That's silly.
which would have been easier.
Yeah.
The flower in box 5, to the left of the 4, it sees 1, 3, and 9, so it's 5 or 7. That's 5, 7 pair in the row. So
1,
that's
3,
3
and
or
9.
9.
This is 1, 3. This is 5, 7, and 9. These two 5, 7s are the same, so that's not useful. These 3 and 9. So 1, 5, 7.
Well, that and yeah,
5, 7 pairs. This is 7 out. 1, 5, 7, and 6.
oh no, it can't. Never mind.
1, 3, 9, 4, 6, 8. Super. Something. 5, 9, 3, and 8. It's 2 on 1. This is 6. 6, 4, 7, and 9. 1, 7, 4, 5. 7's gonna remove a 3. 6 pairs of 3. 8. 5, 8. 8. 6, and 1. There. 3, 4, 5, 6, 9. 6, 9. 6, 5, 7 pair makes 6. 7, 2. 1, 7, 2. 6, 1. That's even. 1, 2, 2, 7, 7, 7, 2, 6, makes that a 7.
That 1 is surrounded by evens. So
3, 5, 7, 9, must be 5 on 4, 8, 4, 6, and 7.
7.
8, 4, 8, 6, 4, 4.
Okay, that 4 that just went in at the bottom of column 1 is the 4th even in column 1. So that 2 is surrounded by odds, which makes even to the. Why'd you leave the 6 undone in box 9?
I don't
You hovered over it, then you left it alone. 5 and 8.
know, 8. These are on, which looks
3
like
and 9.
here. 4,
4.
and we're done. Yeah. It's so weird. We couldn't copy one of the things. Alright, got time for one more puzzle. So, small spoiler for Wednesday. But the last puzzle we're going to do today is called Transmission by Codec. Transmission. Excuse me. Transmission by Codec. Sudoku. Each row, column, and region, indicated by a thick borders and grid, must contain the digits 1 to 9 each. Parity counter lines. The digit on one endpoint of a blue line indicates the number of even digits on the line, while the digit on the other end indicates the number of odd digits on the line. This includes digits on the endpoints. Consecutive pairs. A white dot between two cells means the values of those cells must be consecutive. Not all dots are necessarily given. Okay. So the sum of the digits must be the length of the line. The sum of the endpoints must be the length of the line, because the digit on one endpoint, the blue line, indicates the number of even digits on the line, while the digit on the other end indicates the number of odd digits on the line. And so, since there are only odd and even digits, there's no other possible options, then these two must sum to 6 for this line, and these two must sum to 8. 3, 6, 7, 8. That's not right. 5, 6, 7. And now
Well,
I could
and
still do 1 and 5.
the other endpoints in that box.
4, 5. This one's also like
Mhm.
6,
So
3,
now
5,
the
6, 7.
white Kropke dot can't be 1, 2.
This is 3 or 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, 9 is gone. And
Well,
so
7 would
7,
be
4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, 3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not that that's super helpful.
well, uh, never mind.
Alright, well, if we look at these, we took 1 off of this, so this one is 5. And we know that one of these two is going to be 1, 5. Whichever one is 1, 5, the 1 must indicate the number of evens. Which would be here, making both of these odd, if this was the 1, 5. And that goes both the odd. And then over here, if this one was 2, 4, the 4 would indicate the number of evens. You have an even odd pair and another even odd pair. Which just means that there's 1 odd on this one. Isn't that helpful? Okay. Could this be a 1, 7 pair? If it was a 1, 7 pair, the 7 would have to be the number of odds and the 1 the number of evens. And so
Can't do
that
that.
would be all odds and 1 even.
I guess that. But that would not work. Because if you look at row 1,
I have
there's 2
an
odds in
odd,
those. And now we're at 6 odds.
so 1 and 7 is gone. Because that was orientation independent. So can I do the same thing here? Because that would be 4 odds, 5 odds, all 3 of those could be even. Would they? Odd, even, even. That would make this one
Then
also even.
that
So
doesn't
that's 2,
work.
4.
Because there'd be an even on the Kropke dot, which would make 4 evens.
Right. 7. If this was 1 and 5, there would have to be 5 odds to make this 3 odds and 1 even. I don't think there's a reason that would be broken yet.
The 8-cell one that's rows 1 and 2, it can't be 2 and 6 because
Well, it can't be 6 odds. So it would have to be 2 odds.
well, even if the second odd was in the top, that's going to leave 3 evens on the row. That puts 5 evens in the row.
Right.
So 2, 6 doesn't work.
So this must be 3, 5. 3, 5. Which makes those odd. This is still an uneven pair. Those are still uneven pairs. Can it be 3 odds?
No,
No.
because then
That would be 5 evens in this box.
that's too many evens in the row, in row 1.
Yeah. So it's 3 evens and 5 odds.
Right.
So these are 3 and 3. And this cannot be 3 evens. So this one's even. These are all. So this is 2
That'd be 1
odds and an
even.
even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and even.
No. Yeah, because it was 1 even in box 3. Okay, yeah.
Because this cannot be odd. Because then those would all be even.
Right.
Well, not all be even. It would be 2 evens and an odd. 1, 2, 3, 4, and odd. Okay, why would I think that was a problem? I can have 2 evens and an odd, or 2 odds and an even.
All right, if it's 1 and 5 in box 1. If 1 is the even, well, 5 can't be the even.
Yeah. So if this was 5, then those are all odd.
Which is 5 odd in row 2 now. Which would be all the odds.
And then these would have to be even as well.
And that doesn't work.
So it can't be 1, 5 then, correct?
Right.
It must be
And
4 evens and 2 odds.
the even at the end of row 2 needs to come off.
And these are row-wise. This is a 3. This is a 6. This is 1. 3.
Well, box 1, we know that's a 1-5 pair.
And it can't
And
be
it
1
can't be
odd, so it's 1 even.
Okay, column 2, there's 5 odds are taken care of. Okay, box 8 or 7, sorry. Box 7. In column 1, there are 2 evens there
Mhm.
to take care of the entire which would be, so those are all odd. Yeah.
These are all the same. Because they're either all odd or they're all even. Because
Right.
the 1 is taken care of, either the 1 even or the 1 odd.
Right.
Oh. This 1-5 means there's 1 even. And therefore 3 odds. This is 4 odds. This must be even.
And below the 6 has to be an 8 because it sees 2, 4 in the column.
This is 2, 6, so this is 4 surrounded by 3 or 5.
Well, and we know that the rest of the greens there in that ziggy-zag.
One five, 1-5, something's broken.
Yep.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
When did that show up? Well, okay. Well, oh yeah, because the 2, 4 in column 3 makes it 1, 5, and the 1, 5 makes the other end 2, 4.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 6 pair makes all of that.
So that would actually, it could be 3, 3. Because they're, in fact, 1, 2, and 4, 5 do not work. Because if you look at box 1, the 1, 5 makes one end of it the one from box 3 to box 7.
Oh. Yeah.
So it
So those
has
have
to
to
be a
be
pair of
3.
threes. So everything else should be fine. And the one, yeah. And that's column 2 has 5 odds now.
4, 5, and then 3, 4.
The the green. And we know
Odds.
in box 5, there's one more odd
And 3
and
evens.
3 evens. So now the yellow is now odd. And that's 3 evens on the line between the 3s. So that puts the corner even. Can't be 2 or 6 because of the row, yeah.
Two odds. Now, what was the logic we did for this? If this
6.
was...
If it's 2 and 6, then those are
It
both
can't be
even.
6 odds.
Right, and you can't have 6 evens.
Well, these two would be even, so it would be 4 evens and 2 odds. If it was a 3, 5, you can't have 5 evens, so it would be 3 evens.
Yeah, but for it to be 6 evens,
2 of them
those are
would be
both
here.
even. You need 4 more. Well, you can only have 1 in row 2.
Right. Okay, so 2 6s gone.
So the top 3 would have to be, yeah.
And can't have 5 evens in
Right,
here.
and row 2 now has 4
Threes.
evens.
2, 3. 1, 2,
4.
3, and 4. So on
And that's now at 4 odd, so yeah.
there. So these are both even. 4, 8.
Um, the ziggy zag that goes from box 3 or box 6 to box 8, the top one, 1 2 5 6 doesn't work. It's 1 2 4 6 or 1 2 4 5. Either 1 5 or 2 4.
No, because it's
No,
like
4
7.
5. Oh, is it 7?
Yeah, 1,
Oh,
2,
it is
3, 4,
7.
5, 6, and a 7.
Sorry, I was counting 6. I guess I would miss the bump in the middle.
And this one's like 9. Is
9.
it a pair of 4s and a 9?
If it's 1 6, then the 6 has to be even.
Yeah. is the ones here.
Yeah.
8.
Okay, in box 5, the 6 has to go on the vertical. So does the 2. So that's column 6 is
6.
4 evens.
And this is a non-even pair, which means we can't do 1 6. Because if it was 1 6, the 1 would be done.
Right.
So now the 2 is either the 2 evens or the 2 odds, which means that all of the rest are the same.
So row 6 has 4 evens. Oh, box 7. Column 1 has 2 evens in it. And that's an even. So that's all the
It can't be
evens.
2 evens. Wait, what? 1, 2, 3,
It has
4.
to
No,
be.
these are both odd. That's what I messed up. 1 even there, 2 evens here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Silly.
Yeah. So because it was to complete the odds in column 3.
Okay, we have, well, these could theoretically still be all the same. Okay. Um, well, this is still a 4, which is either a 3 or a 5 on either side of it.
Row 4 in box 6 has to have 2 evens anyway. Because you can't put more than 2 evens in row 5.
Uh-huh.
So 2 of those are even.
I don't know which 2.
Yeah. But all 3 of them could be even.
What are the options here? 3 is gone, 8 is gone, so 9 doesn't work. 3 and 5 is gone, so 4 doesn't work. Put 1 here. 3, 8, 9. So that makes 9 one of these two. So that's not a 9. Okay. Can these all be odd? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So theoretically, 1, 2, 3, 4. That would be 2. And that would be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they can't all be odd. So 1 and 8 is no more possibility. That was super. Okay, well, 2 and 5 are different, so that's not a 5. This can't be 2 or 5. Minus.
Oh, 3 has to be on the Kropke dot in box 4.
Yeah, so those are these things here. So 1, 5, 7, and 9. Those two have to be the 9, so that isn't. We've got 1 and 5 over here.
Yeah.
Then air freeze 9. One, 5, 2, 6, or 8. Yes. Well, these are 1, 7, and 9. That's a triple. 7 is 1. So this is 5. Like the right buttons. It can't be a 3. So 3 there. That's 5. That's 2. That's 2. Even on. One, 3, 7, 9, 5. Makes the rest are even. 3, which is 5. 3, 4, 5, and 7. 2, 6 pairs 8.
Okay, the 2, 6 that you just placed, or 2 or 6, the opposite end would be 7 or 3. It can't be 7
3,
because that's a 9 line.
6. 6. 3 is gone. 7, 9 is going to face 5. 6 here. Out of 5. 1, 7, 9 places of 5. Takes 5 down. 6 is gone. Square. Even 2, 4.
Look where 3 goes in box 6 and then box 5. I guess 179 would have taken care of that too. Okay, 6
Even.
is even. Already. Yeah, because it could be 3 evens, and those
These
could
are
all
all
be
the
odd.
same. Because we're either at 3 odds or 3 evens.
Right.
So the 3 is done. So it's just filling in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's on. 8 here because it can't go here. So this isn't an 8. 1, 2,
But
4,
look at column 7. It's already
7.
got 5 evens, or 5 odds, excuse me.
7 is gone. 4 is gone. This has to be odd. That's not a good pair. This is even, so 1, 7, 9 is all gone. 4, 6, 8, 6. These two have to be on. This one has to be even. 7, 4, 6. 4 doesn't touch number 7. 2, 6, 8 faces 4.
6 or 8. And those two are odd.
I need a 1. So it's neither of these two. Oh, these are 5. That's not this. This is. So it's 9.
Row 9 has 179 triple.
5.
Column 1, box 1.
Two, 4, 8. Oh, 4 and 8. And 6. So this one must be odd. This one must be even. It's not 2. That is. 7 or 9. Not a 2, so that can't be a 1. So that's 1, which is odd. This is even then. 4, 6, or 8.
Column 9,
8.
even.
Column 9 you said is an even remainder, so 6. So it's odd.
The 1.
8 has to be one of those two, so that's not 2, 4, so it's 8, 1, 4, not a 4, not a 1, 8, and 6, not a 4 here, not an 8 is an 8, then odd, 4, 8, 7
P
doesn't
dot and
touch either of those.
And 2 doesn't touch 5.
9, this is 5. Seven, 9 pair. No, I put the 7, 9 pair. 7, 6, 2, 6, 8, 2. 7's are gone. 8, 6, 9, and that is 6. 7, 9, 7, 6, 9, 7, 9, 9, 7, 7, 9, 7. Is that one? Oh, first
Went a little over 10, that's alright.
try. So right 1, row 8, and column 8. Right. Ship Sounder says, just realized I got 4 hours of my shift left and no rolling papers. Not sure what that means.
Means time to stop smoking.
Oh. I do recommend not smoking. But I have also heard from all of my friends who were smokers that me telling them to stop smoking did not help. So, I hope you kick the habit. Very nice. I do feel like this one was kind of hard, but then there was a spot where, um, um, like we just sort of missed something obvious. Like especially this
The
middle part.
pair of threes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was another spot. I think this 2-5 pair. There was something aiming at this that this had to be a 2 that we sort of overlooked.
Yeah.
I think it's the 179 here, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I'm gonna go with hard anyway because that's what I felt like it was, despite some small mistakes. And it's definitely kind of a new, a new rule set for me at least. But yeah, I definitely overthought some of it. But with that, did I save this into notes? Start with, I already copied that. That. And then this. Save now. These end up in the video description. But yeah, alright, that is going to be it for today. Make sure I transition to the top screen. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. There'll be more Sudoku on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you, let's see, check my calendar to make sure that Saturday will be more Dying Light. With that, thank you, Chip Sounder, for watching. And everyone else, thank you as well for
And
watching.
thank you for the puzzle.
Exactly, the puzzle as well. Yeah. Yeah, that's all the things. Bye bye.